We have a problem. While I didn't like Ant-Man Quantumania that much, I did enjoy the depiction of Kang the Conqueror, but I did not enjoy how our supporting cast from prior films got shafted in favor of setting up Kang to be the next big bad of the MCU. I think my biggest problem with the new film is probably Cassie Lang. I can accept that Catherine Newton replaced Emma Furman, but honestly, I would dislike Cassie even if Emma was playing her. I fundamentally disagree with making her another young genius, and to add insult to injury, we just had a movie with two young geniuses in it, Ironheart and Shuri. Let's throw in Spider-Man as a teen genius, considering he did come up with a lot of the cures for the villains in No Way Home. The amount of young geniuses is odd and really starting to grow homogenous. Yes, I'm aware that non-genius characters exist. There's Tommy and Billy, who were just magicked into the universe as normal children. America, who's from the multiverse and is now a magic user. Kate Bishop, who's a rich girl who learned martial arts. Miss Marvel, who admittedly says she's a brown girl from Jersey, and I'm not even saying that you can't have characters who are all geniuses. Big Hero 6 does the genius hero shtick well. The problem I have with MCU geniuses compared to Big Hero 6 is the lack of diversity when it comes to disciplines. When you're an MCU genius child, you tend to fall into two categories: making armors and doohickeys in order to punch harder, shoot more, or special suits that do whatever, or you end up having poorly defined boundaries of where the specialty lies, like Peter. Meanwhile, I do appreciate Big Hero 6 for being clear on which science and engineering disciplines these characters have. Heroes are electrical computer engineer. You need someone to build a device or hack it, he's your guy. Honey Lemon specializes in chemistry. If you need someone to melt a wall made out of tungsten, or soften a landing, or synthesize some kind of poison, she's your go-to person. Wasabi's specialty is in plasma cutting technology. It's physics, but light physics and whatever Go-Go does, which is electromagnetic suspension in order to make better wheels and bikes, well, you have a speedster and a guy who cuts stuff up. This lack of definition of what a superhero genius is supposed to specialize in isn't new. Omnidisciplinary scientist is a trope older than the genre of superhero comics itself. People just assume that if you're good at one thing, you must be good at them all. Given the context of the post-Endgame MCU, I think adding all of these young geniuses is a mistake. It will get even weirder if we add the likes of Valeria Richards and Amadeus Cho, who are both characters with poorly defined limits to what their specialty is. We've had genius characters before who all had specialties. Doctor Strange was for the magic, Iron Man was for robots and AI, and the Hulk was physics when he was Bruce Banner, which is rarely, not a good example. Hank Pym would also count, but he's not a main character. He's always been a supporting character in the MCU, and you do have this old-timer genius aspect to him, which helps not have homogeneity. I think my main problem with the teenage heroes being so pigeonholed into this genius role is that I've seen so much media where teenage heroes aren't geniuses, yet they're still heroes. Hell, I've already mentioned characters like Miss Marvel within this franchise itself. And if I wanted to cheat, I can throw in basically My Hero Academia. Actually, I think that's why I see the abundance of teenage geniuses in the MCU as a problem. I've seen plenty of teenage characters who become heroes from all sorts of backgrounds with all sorts of motivations. Popularity, money to support her dirt poor family, admiration for the same hero for completely different reasons, being part of a hero dynasty and wanting to uphold it, being groomed for a hero legacy and wanting to make it your own. So when I see Cassie Lang as another teen genius who sits on a spectrum of engineering or physics as a specialty, who uses a suit to get her powers, I'm a bit annoyed at what could have been. And another shift I dislike is that she was never characterized as a genius before this movie. She was just a normal girl with, albeit nightmarish, interest. Well, those are my thoughts on the matter. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, subscribing, and tipping the channel on Ko-fi. Have a nice day.